Welcome back, guys, to another Bamcomixs video review. I'm your host, OC. Incredible, guys, incredible, absolutely incredible. I even have to process like my emotions, like talking about this movie right now, because it's like there's so much. Like, I always knew this movie, it was gonna be good. I knew it, like, really, like, in my heart. It was like something, just the build up from everything from Man of Steel to Dawn of Justice, the extended cut, and Zack Snyder's Justice League that comes together. For those of you who haven't seen the movie and maybe think that this is like the same movie, this one that just dropped, the Snyder cut, the 2021, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's not the same league. It's not even the same ballpark, okay? Two different movies, two different tones. Yeah, there's some scenes that are shared that are similar. But that's because Joss came into the project, okay, in 2017 or whatever. He came into the project. He took it over for Zack. Zack couldn't finish the movie. He had something going on, personal life. Of course, you know that. You can look that up. But he already had the movie, you see? So now it was a matter of editing the movie and making the Justice League. And that's what Joss did. Joss edited. If you want to see the remix to the remix, there's no remixing going on here. This is, you have an original film that you shot this many hours of, right? You're shooting, you're directing, you're shooting, right? And you're shooting and you have maybe 6 hours, maybe 8, maybe you have 100 hours. I don't know how many hours you have, but you have a lot of hours, and you want to cut that into a 2-hour movie. 6 characters, 2 hours. All right, how's that gonna work? 6 characters, 2 hours, plus the villains, okay? Because the league, we have the league is 6, right? Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, Superman, and then have all of this other stuff going on. You think that's gonna fit in 2 hours? They could make it fit, like Avengers, of course, can do it. So I guess Joss thought maybe he was making Avengers, and Joss Whedon, for those of you who don't know, the director of the original Avengers, who was brought on by Warner Brothers to finish Zack's movie, because, you know, for those of you who don't know, Zack had a family issue to deal with. When it happened, everyone was shitting on Snyder so hard. I remember all of the comments. I remember all of the stuff, you know, all of the anti-Snyder, all of these supposed fans who love DC so much. Oh, I love DC, I love Batman, I love Superman. But then, like, you know, you have someone trying to make the universe and, you know, you're still hating on it no matter what it is. This movie was incredible, okay? There's a lot of egos going around, you know, there's a lot of egos. But for a filmmaker to actually be a fan of the genre and faithfully respect the source material and bring it to light in front of a studio audience in the vision that's truthful to, like, DC, like the core essence, you know? I haven't read every DC comic book, but I saw their animated movies, lots of them. We made a whole review on the timeline, the DC Animated Universe timeline, and it was what it was based on in the comics, and Jim Lee's work, and of course all of the amazing people at DC Comics who made, you know, a new universe and the multiverse and all of this stuff. And you expect him to condense all of that into 2 hours? He could probably do it. But Joss went over there and in 2017 released the Justice League. And it was far, far, far inferior to what this film is, man. This film, compared to that one, this film is a masterpiece. That last film was barely watchable. And I say it was unwatchable at some times. I saw it, you know, several times. I've seen Joss Whedon's Justice League. And Joss, come on, like, No, you know, Joss in his own right is a genius, right? I respect that, but when it comes to this, it's a whole different thing, you know? And I think it was like that tug of war between, you know, the studios and their vision and the vision of a filmmaker who just wants to put out the best story he can put out. And doing that across 3 films. First, originally, it was supposed to be a 5-film deal, right? So you have started off with Man of Steel, then Dawn of Justice, the extended cut, then Justice League, and then the setups for Justice League 2 and Justice League 3, okay? Because that's where I think it was headed. You know, you see, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you know, he sets it up in the movie. So it's 4 hours long. There's been some complaints of that. I saw it 4 hours the first time because it's cut. Because the way the movie is cut, there's little intermissions, kind of like there's chapter breaks in the movie that allow you to, you know, this chapter has ended. All right, you can put it pause, go to the bathroom or whatever. The way he made it is accessible. So, you know, the complaint about the movie being too long, that's not a complaint, really. Because at any time you can, when the intermission hits, you can pause it. Maybe this is even a new way of watching movies. This is like a movie, I could compare it to like going to the opera. You know, in the opera how they have intermissions, like they have like breaks. Yeah, they're long. It's 4 hours, but it went by because of the action, because of the pacing, because of everything that he set up. Like, it's a fluid movie, and even the way it starts, listen, they're not the same movie. For those of you who haven't seen, it's the same movie. They're the same exact thing. No, my friend, they are not the same exact thing. In this issue, I can tell you 100% certainty, they are not the same. Okay, the beginning is not the same, the middle is not the same, the ending is not the same. There's some parts that are the same, obviously, because that's what he shot first. So when you go back to Justice League, you know, if you know directors, you see, Joss cut out 90% of the movie. So now you see this movie in its entirety. You see 100% what was intended. The movie that you should have gotten the first time in 2017. That was the movie. But I don't think in 2017 people were ready for something like that. You know, it was way too advanced for 2017. And now, you know, during the conditions that we live in, that we stay at home and we're sitting in our homes, 4 hours. You know, there are award shows that last 4 hours that are super boring to get through. This 4 hours, we watched the film twice. I loved every minute. Like, I can't lie. I can't be like, oh, I was bored, and then like in some parts I got bored. The movie was great. You know, the energy that he brought to it, just like everything from the beginning to like, just like throughout the whole movie, a steady stream, and characters that are now fleshed out. They're developed. The characters are developed. The situations and the reasons why characters are where they are given new meaning, new reason. Now you can make connections. Now the scenes make sense now. You know, it's you know, a totally different thing. And the fact that he set it up even for more, like, even if you didn't see the other ones, like this whole thing as a self-enclosed piece, excellent job. That was a movie. That was a movie. Epic in every sense of the word. That thing was like Snyder cut. Wow, guys. For those of you following us on Instagram, we made a little bit of a impressions video there. This one is more of an extended one. Like a lot of what happened in the movie, you know, there's a lot of callbacks to the comics, you know, to the comic world of DC. And so watching the Snyder cut, it reminded me a lot of like what I've read before in the past, what I've seen in the DC animated movies. This movie was amazing, guys. Like, I'm blown away. Like, I mean, like, there's so many emotions running through me right now because of like everything that's happened in this movie. Like all of the characters and how their lives are really explored in this one. It's just like, you know, he did a good job, and I'm not hating. I'm not gonna be like negative on any of this. You know, I tried. There wasn't any part of the movie, with the exception of one thing that threw me for a loop in the beginning, as I said, and in the spoilers we'll talk about that if you haven't seen the movie. But I got over it really quickly. In the beginning it was weird though, to say the least. But, you know, the movie was great, guys. Check it out. If you liked our video review, give us a thumbs up. No spoilers, please, in the comments. But in the next video, spoilers away, guys. We're gonna talk about it all, and we're gonna talk about it in detail. We're gonna be talking about the characters, the action, the plot, the dialogue, everything, the stuff that I liked. Maybe one or two things that I really didn't like too much, but very minuscule things. But overall, a blast, guys. You gotta watch this one, the Snyder Cut. It's restored. It's restored to its proper essence. So the trilogy is now complete. Maybe for some the trilogy isn't complete. Like, it can still go on, but for this viewer, this fan, the trilogy is complete, and I'm so happy I got to experience it. And I can't wait till this thing is released digital or physical, special edition, whatever. I'm gonna pick it up. 4 hours of goodness. In all fairness, it's not exactly 4 hours because, of course, the end credits, it's, you know, 3 hours and 50 minutes or whatever. But who's counting, you know, when it comes to the Snyder Cut? That's a real cut. And I've seen a lot of, you know, director's cuts versus theatrical cuts. And this one is up there as one of the best. So I hope you enjoyed our video. Stay tuned for our Justice League Snyder Cut breakdown, where we break it down, guys. Only on Bamcomixs, guys. Make sure you hit that like, you hit that subscribe, and hit those notifications for more videos. And make sure to let us know what you thought in the comments below, guys. Okay, this has been OC. Peace, guys. OC for Bamcomixs.